Hello, welcome back to Study and Work Buddy, teaching you everything about studying abroad and working abroad. Now, this is part two of how to apply to study in Sweden. So, in the previous video, I took you through how to go through the Swedish admissions portal, choose programs, and apply to them, right? And I I promised that there was going to be a part two of this video on the documents that you're going to need for your Swedish application. So let's go right into that and wrap up this video because we have several series of videos coming up on studying in Canada, studying in the US, studying in the UK, and you should look out for those videos coming up shortly because they're going to be amazing and they're going to provide you so much information about how you can also achieve your study abroad dreams. Okay, great. I'm here. So in my recent application, we applied to these four programs together, and I want to find out what documents I would need for this application. All right. Now, this message session is very, very important. You should be checking when you apply to Sweden, you should be checking these messages because from time to time the schools send information about the application that you've submitted. So you would want to check those things out as well and go straight to documents, right? And yes, as usual, I always recommend that people read everything that they find on portals like this to be very, very, very acquainted with the system. The portal has gotten better over the years. Previously, they didn't have so much information like this, but now there's so much that you can learn about. So you should go through all these and then try to understand things very well, right? Now there are specific instructions for students who studied in these countries. So if you're from Nigeria, Cameroon, and these other countries, you should be able to access information on other things that you need to do, right? I suspect that Nigerians would have to ask their previous universities to post transcripts. These are previous documents that I've uploaded to this portal in the past. Identity documents are mostly your passport. It could be your passport, it can be your national ID card. And when you're in Sweden, you could add your personal number and then your Swedish residence permit card if you have, right? And mostly for the educational documents, these are your certificates, an English proficiency certificate from your school saying that your program was conducted in English and that you can study in English, right? You have the competence to study in English. And then if you had IELTS test result and things like that, it would also count. So my transcript, I have my transcript here. For most of the applications, you most likely have to submit a CV, right? You most likely have to submit a CV. Some schools provide a format for you to submit your CV. Some schools also don't, right? So you have to check the program website to see if there's already a template for submitting a CV or statement of purpose, or you can give them a generic statement of purpose, right? So I remember this one here was sort of like um, a template that the school provided to fill, right? This is, as you can see, this is a scholarship letter of motivation. The University of Gothenburg has a scholarship called Axel Adler Scholarship, which you should check out if you are applying to the University of Gothenburg as your first choice, right? And you need to send in a letter of motivation if you are applying to that one. And yeah, so these I've applied to a couple of courses and programs here over the years, right? So this place looks quite messed up, but what you can see is you see my transcripts, you see my certificates, you see statement of purpose or statement of intent when when necessary and things like that. So these things these are the documents that you need, right? Most Swedish universities don't ask people to submit recommendation letters. rarely do they do that. So you should check with the school, and if you're not asked to do it, you can ignore it. It wouldn't affect your application in any way. And sometimes people ask me that should I submit the same statement of purpose for all the schools? Well, I don't advise that, because though in this particular application I'm applying to marketing and consumption, business and management. These courses have different sort of objectives. So you don't want to write a generic statement of purpose and send it to all the four universities. You want to look at University of Gothenburg, how the program is being taught, right? How the program is being taught. And then you write your statement of purpose to suit this particular master's program, right? And then I would name it like statement of intent or statement of purpose, University of Gothenburg, or MSc Marketing, University of Gothenburg. So the admission officers at the University of Gothenburg will know that this document belongs to them, right? So what happens during the process of acceptance is that every school goes to your portal. All the four schools you've chosen would go to your portal and choose only the documents that applies to them. So if you name something generic, then some of them might not open it because they don't think it belongs to them, or some of them may not be able to relate with it because it's so generic, it's too broad. Like, did you write it for University of Uppsala or you wrote it for something else? So if you are supposed to send statement of intent or statement of purpose, I will send four different ones for each school. And if the school has a template, use the school's template. But this does not apply to identity documents. Your identity document, namely your passport, your certificate, your English proficiency, transcript, those documents, if you name them by what it is, all the schools will go and have access to it, right? So if you name your certificate, this English proficiency, this is transcript, these documents, the schools would just go ahead and all of them would look at it. So you don't have to submit four different transcripts for each school. No, you don't have to do that. And regarding your CV, if any of the schools has a CV template, then you should do that CV template for that school and probably submit a generic CV for all the other three. Because you can submit, if none of them is asking for a specific type of CV, then you can give them one CV and then they will all look at it, right? But you should check your CV, because sometimes your CV might have information that makes it not general, but it makes it sort of specific to something else, right? Maybe one particular program and not the other. So if you are submitting a generic CV, then you should make sure that your CV sounds generic, right? Let me show you scholarships that you should be looking out for. Yes, so before we go, let me show you the scholarships that you can be applying for. They are very important. Mostly without scholarships, you can't study in Sweden. So you really need these scholarships, right? I'll go to Study in Sweden. It's a website from the Swedish government. StudyinSweden.se has a lot for you. And I'll just go straight to the search and then type in scholarships. So scholarships, I'll just go straight to this first article we have here, right? So there are tons of scholarship here. Most of them are scholarships from the specific university that you will be applying to, right? So I'll choose, this is very important to choose, Swedish Institute Scholarship. And I'll also choose, probably I think I'll look at all the three, because like you never know, right? So you can pay attention to the four schools that you chose and find out their scholarships, or you could also find scholarships here and you let it shape the decisions you make in terms of which school to choose and not to choose. Because if you got a particular school and then you didn't get a scholarship, you might not be able to attend anyway, right? So you might want to look at the scholarships here first and apply for a particular school or not, depending on whether there are scholarships there or not. There are other scholarships that you can look at. There's this UNESCO scholarship, there's this World Bank scholarship. There are several scholarships here that you can look out for aside the individual scholarships in the various universities, right? So that is very, very important. Now the most important scholarship that everyone in Sweden wish they got is the Swedish Institute scholarship, right? Everyone would want that. So you should check it out. The Swedish Institute Scholarship for Global Professionals is the hot cake. There are several videos on this channel that is going to teach you how to ace your scholarship application, right? So you should check them up right on this channel. And this scholarship is amazing. Read about it and work on it right away. It's quite a lot of work to get it done. So work on it right away. Yes, so this is the end of our series on studying in Sweden, scholarship in Sweden. As I mentioned, we want to provide you information on other countries as well. Currently I'm in the United States doing a PhD in political science. We're going to be sharing all of them right here, right? We also have a video on studying in Finland coming up shortly, so you should check it out, right? But this time around, Study and Work Buddy wants to get directly involved in your school applications. Probably you're so busy you don't have time to go through all these careful steps of doing school applications yourself. We're here to help you. There is an email address in the description. Study and Work Buddies is partnering with Study Abroad Consult to be able to help you with these school applications directly. Get involved, do the applications for you, bachelor's and master's school applications. In case you need someone to write or proofread your supporting documents, like statement of purpose, writing samples, and stuff like that, we can do it for you. And also, we are also offering visa advisory services. So you should definitely check that out as well. All right. And just send me an email in the email address in the description, and I will be able to help you make your study abroad dreams come true. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Study and Work Buddy. And I'm looking forward to your email so we can help you write a very good school and scholarship application. All right. See you. Peace.